the 2025 Mountain Majesties Paper Pumpkin Kit. What a beautiful scenic kit this was this month. Perfect for guy cards, but I'm going to show you a couple ideas to make this very feminine as well. So let's start out with the kit. It made 9 cards total and 3 different designs. I'll show you them. It included, as always, the stamp set. So some great sentiments this month. I love this cute little happy birthday font. You mean the world to me. For a wonderful man. I love you, best dad ever. You're the greatest. Happy Father's Day. So really great for Father's Day cards or male birthday cards. It included a Misty Moonlight ink spot, and I have my same tip I always have. Just open one end, leave the back end attached, and then you'll never lose your lid. Be sure you store these upside down away from heat or direct sunlight. Mark yours on the bottom with the name of the spot, or I like to use a piece of cardstock, a little punch out there. And then if you know me, you know I love it when we get these oversized dimensionals. And speaking of those, the kit directions show that you really pop up all the different layers. And if you do that, and you can, but it's going to make your card really thick. And when you go to mail it, you're going to have to do the hand stamped postage, which costs a little bit more. So just be leery of that if you're going to add all of those dimensionals to your project. I didn't, because I get dinged on postage enough, so I left mine pretty flat. So let's talk about them. So first of all, they have beautiful coordinating envelopes. Love those. And here's the first one. This is actually my favorite. It's got the nice mountain scene. It's got some vellum layering on it. And I think that the little die there, thank you for being the person you are, is great. If you're participating in the cards for veterans on the honors flight, this might be a great one to donate. Then here's another one. The cards went together really, really easy. Just minimal stamping. You can see we put the birds on here in the kind of sunset scene here, and then the "You're the Greatest" sentiment here. And then the last one, and you stamp directly in to the little sun there. I used a different sentiment because I need guy birthday cards. This one says, "You mean the world to me," which that could have gone in there too, but I wanted to put happy birthday on the outside. Okay, so those are pretty easy. Now, something I want to point out is all of these, the back side of the card bases is also got the beautiful scenic design on it. So if you want to double your cat kit, you can cut these in half and then just remount them on some basic white or any color that coordinates with the kit card base, and you can double your kit. So I was able to get 17 cards out of my kit this month. So the kit was supposed to make 9, and so I was able to really stretch it. So let's start with this card and the different pieces that went with this card, and I'll show you the alternates that I came up with for this. So first, there's this one, and this is the little quarterly die set, Hugs Abound, and this is the label from it. And then this is the new cloud cover ribbon. And all I did on this one is just cut that card base in half, mounted it, and then it's on basic gray cardstock. And you could also use the cloud cover cardstock if you had that, which I did. I didn't think about that. So I kind of like the gray playing off of it. All right, and then here's another one. And this one I brought in some of the dies, and I just made it a happy birthday. I used some circle punches. And then here's another one. This is just, you know, a blank card. My daughter likes them like this, so I always try to make her a few plain ones. And then she can just put whatever she wants on the inside. She doesn't like a lot of clutter on the outside. Here's another one. And then here's one I did a Z fold on. And I just took the die, and then I folded this back, and I used an embossing folder to get that tree on there. And then I put the sentiment on the inside. And this is on Misty Moonlight. All right, and then here's the last one from that set of card items. And I just cut this down to 4, and then I actually cut it down to 1.5. So I took it and I made it into 3 panels and laid them on, this is Lost Lagoon. And then again, I used that die from the Hugs Abound die set, the quarterly paper pumpkin die. And then I've had some Lost Lagoon ribbon left over. So that's those. All right, let's move on to the next one. So the next one is this card. And again, just cutting off this panel here and playing with them a little bit. So let's see what we've got here. Now, I mentioned earlier that I did come up with some feminine cards. So when you cut that off, I mounted on petal pink card base, and then that just brings in kind of a girlish flair. This is an old punch, and then some circle punches and a die, and then these are the a couple more of the dies from the Hugs Abound quarterly paper pumpkin die set. So just brought those in, get a little more of a girlish look. Here's another one. Same card base, but again, bringing it in on that petal pink makes it very feminine. And then just some punches. All right, and then last but not least, bringing in the embossing folder and just embossing directly on that card front or card back. And then this is from the kit. All right, so that's that one. Now let's go on to this one. So now we have this piece, and I've cut and used a bunch of pieces from that particular project. All right, so again on the petal pink, and again a little bit of a feminine twist. And I just kind of covered the mountain there, or whatever this is, with some ribbon. Added some bling. Here's another one. This is on pecan pie, but again, I brought that petal pink in, so it's fairly feminine. Another embellishment. Here's another one. And here's another one. If you're one of my Paper Pumpkin subscribers, these will all be on the Facebook page in the album if you want to take a look at them. And then here's the last one. I had one layer left, and I decided to just score it and fold it in half and make a small little card. So this can just get tucked in with a little birthday gift. And again, I use those dies from the Hugs Abound. I added a couple of the little butterfly brass embellishments. So kind of cute. Okay, so those are all the ideas I have to share with you. If you haven't gone to the Paper Pumpkin blog hop for this month, I would encourage you to do that. It's on my blog, flyingstamper.blogspot.com. You can find the Paper Pumpkin Possibilities blog hop there. Let's talk about next month. Next month's kit is called Full of Charm, and it coordinates with a new suite that is coming out on June 3rd. And so I haven't seen what that looks like. They haven't given us a peek, but that sounds interesting. So that would be fun. Speaking of suites, there is a suite sale that starts June 3rd. What a fabulous sale. It is buy one suite at full price, get a second one of equal or lesser value at 50% off. And you can also get suite products. Buy one, get one at 50% off. So if you don't want the whole suite, but maybe you want something, a product out of the suite, you can buy that product, and then you can add on something from that suite, a product, or from a different suite. When you put them in your cart, the 50% off won't show until you get the second one in there. And again, that starts June 3rd, and it runs through June 30th. I suspect that some of the suites, the more popular ones, will sell out quickly, and they may not get them back into stock before the end of June. So I would encourage you to take advantage of that sale early in the month. All right, getting back to the June kit, which is called Full of Charm. It is, again, a card kit. It makes 9 cards, 3 cards of 3 different designs. It's got some gold foil in it, so it sounds really beautiful. The color coordination are Berry Burst, Cajun Craze, Early Espresso, Mossy Meadow, Pretty Peacock, and Timid Tiger. The ink spot will be Pretty Peacock. And the subscription period for this particular month is now to June 10th. If you are not a current subscriber and you'd like to get the June kit, then please do subscribe by uh, June 10th. And I will put the link in the comments, or you can reach out and get hold of me and I will help you get subscribed. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I hope you enjoy your May kit. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thank you so much. Take care. See you next month.